Hey, folks, this is just an impromptu AMA. I did a pretty big elephant buy. Took a loan from Venus and did a pretty big elephant buy, and 20K. But when I saw what that did to the price, I'm like, oh shit, we're in parabola, big time. So yeah, man. I'm staring at the BUSD treasury and I'm like, oh, do I need to do some custody right now? Do I need to? And there's a couple things I could do. I could just do a big market buy right now and see where that puts us. It's only going to get more expensive. Elephant's only going to get more expensive, but like basically, once we got into that double-digit territory, when we do percentage gains, it's more impactful, and we're going to start rising really quickly in that parabola. Yeah, man, this is getting kind of crazy. So this is I'm going to record this. It's open conversation, and we're also going to watch the raffle. I want people to fight for that raffle. And yeah, let's see. So anybody else really excited about where we are? We're about to fucking send this. We're about to go to the moon, guys. Like, we're all over again. Look at the chart. Like, do you guys understand the chart? I think I pinned it. I pinned the chart recently. You know, it's just zoomed all the way out, right? But you can clearly see it as day. You can clearly see where, after the exploit, we kind of dropped below this resistance line, and we kind of stayed under this resistance line, but we almost like a stable coin. We just stayed under there, a whole ton of accumulation and stuff, right? But we're popping out from that resistance line. And when you look at where that resistance line, when you look at where the resistance line is, and you trace all the way back to our initial parabolic rise, you realize that, holy shit, like, we're in the chute already. We're already in the chute. So the fact we're already in the chute, and it's going to start painting. If we just apply pressure as a community, it's going to paint the same parabolic rise, guys. You get me? And if we use tools like Bog, where it's showing the dominant activity for the day, realize that, look, as we were hitting that parabolic stride, people who didn't know where the top was were selling. And what does that do to a reflect token? It feeds the strongest hands. So this is self-reinforcing. But I gotta implore you to hold. Don't give up easy gains, right? I gotta implore you to hold. But this is getting really exciting really fast.
So BG, I have a question.
Yep.
Will elephant, how will it be used to pump trunk to help the stampeders make some money back?
Look no further than SK Crypto K's videos. He answers all that. So I'm not going to like repeat that now, but essentially our job as a community is to feed Bertha. We now have peanuts. So it's like, how do you feed Bertha? Peanuts, right? You know, participating in peanuts, what's that give you? As a whale, you can compete for life-changing money. As a participant in general, you have a chance at life-changing money. That really is on a daily basis. But basically, we need to feed Bertha, and it's gonna be very interesting because, and it's gonna be different because now we have more elephant holders than we did the first time around, right? So it's going to be very interesting to watch how elephant changes hands within the community, and Bertha's going to go parabolic either way. So I'm not too worried about that. But you know, she's going to start to, you know, as we go through our next 2x, right? So we're basically about, once we get to 10, should be pretty easy for us to go through our first X, right? So right now we're at 8 cents, right? A 2X is 16 cents per million. So once we get to 10, it's going to be pretty easy for us to get the 16. You guys see that? You guys see that? Like, you know, a $20,000 buy pushed the price pretty significantly. So I'm looking at 80,000 in the BUSD Treasury and saying, you know, from a custody perspective, should I pull the trigger now? There's people that I need to talk to. You know, there's friendly whales like Moneyman and so forth, and others that, like, it's time to go. It's time to deploy the dry powder. Because once we get fully in the chute, start painting parabolic move day after day, you know, it's going to get to the point where, you know, I'm getting significantly less elephant for my money. Significantly less elephant for my money. So you know, this is going to grow faster than Bitcoin. That's the like, I'm showing you the Bitcoin price. it's gonna grow faster than Bitcoin, and we're going to you know, we're gonna go. We're at four something now. What's the exact price now? Let's see. What's the supply adjusted price for elephant right now? 403. I think we're at. Did we go as high as 411? Yeah, we dropped a little bit. It's 84. Yeah, so this is where we need to apply pressure. You know, we can't be. Don't be passive. Be greedy, and definitely don't be passive. There is nothing. If people sell, they sell. But like, remember that there's always going to be this positive pressure up, right? For a number of reasons, let alone just the price action. What we want to do for the people who are on this call, you know, not financial advice, or, you know, if you're listening to this later, you know, I gotta say, you know, do your own research, not financial advice. But like, in terms of what I'm doing, I'm getting real greedy. I'm doing a lot of buy with Bertha, me personally, because we know what's going to happen if at the end of the day, in the long run, remember, this is a working ecosystem now. In the long run, the treasury is going to eat up all the weak hands. It's going to have a significant percentage of the entire circulating supply. And so it's going to get significant reflections, if not all the reflections that people are buying and selling with Bertha. Right? I mean, that's the other thing, that like reflections are going to be less of a thing. Reflections are going to come from people FOMOing in without doing their research, because if they simply like try to buy it, try to buy off a pancake swap and they're just buying a chart, they're just buying from like, Bogged or Dex tools or whatever based on, movement of the chart, then they're going to be doing themselves a disservice, because they're going to get less tokens, but we're going to all get the reflections. But at least, let's say that, people who are getting in to become holders of a strong token, they're going to eventually be buying and selling with Bertha, which is going to bolster the treasury. So I think one thing that people didn't really appreciate about the parabolic rise is that it was self-reinforcing, because as, people not knowing what the top was, they were selling early, and they were basically selling right into Bertha's hands. Right? So really, there's nothing that can stop us, because when people sell, she's just going to get more tokens. And if they sell appropriately, they'll use the buy with Bertha elephant page, which means she's going to directly get that money. 8% of like all buys. So we really have nothing to fear. We just have to all row in the same direction, and we have to do it hard now. Why? Because if you're not doing it hard now, you're not going to win as much as the people who are. The people who are rowing in the same direction right now with the herd are going to win big, because we're going to go parabolic. We know we can do it now. The whole industry knows we can do it. Do you realize this? Do you realize that we will be the most compelling comeback story in all of crypto?
Facts.
Do you guys realize this? Like, do you like, Authority Magazine is waiting for me, right? Movie stars, politicians, blah, 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 blah. Check out what Authority Magazine is. People who run the world. And what the Authority Magazine is about, the people who are changing the world, what their opinions are on life and everything. So my story is going to get out there. I'm actually, just as part of the sort of PR strategy, I'm actually going to go through the Authority. They have a program that you go through to basically help you get your word out, your message out. They even help you write a book and stuff. I've been sitting on writing a book for a long time, because I got a lot of interesting stories to tell, and I've basically been in this industry, and when I say industry, I mean the web, since the very beginning. Remember, this is a 25-year plus career for me in technology and web specifically. And I've spent the majority of that in fintech. I got stories to tell, right? So why is that important? Because that's my gift to the herd, is that, we not only have a protocol, but you do have a compelling founder, a compelling story and narrative around everything that we've done and accomplished together. We got hit and hard. But we're back, baby. We're back. I'm having this conversation with you right now because these next 30 days, we're going to be in that chute again. We're already in the chute. Draw the line all the way back. We're already in the chute. The only thing that's going to change that chart is how many of you decide to not hold. It's the only thing that can change the chart.
Hey, BT.
Yeah.
Just coming up on 2 minutes for the raffle, just FYI.
Oh, okay. Depending on your strategy, you either want to carry. You can win. You can win as a carry. Like if you got it like that, go ahead and do it again. Once we go into that, I'm gonna be short, but like once we go into that parabolic phase, we're gonna have enough money to pay off all these liabilities, and we're Trump's gonna get back to peg. So take your easy forex now. When I took out a 20K loan, I had to decide between Elephant and the Raffle, whether I was going to carry today or not, and I was just like, but then I was like, but we're in a parabola, like, let me just buy some Elephant, like, but the next best thing is a guaranteed 4x in a short period of time. It is not going to take us a year. It's not going to take us a year to pay off these the liabilities. It's going to be more like 90 days. Right? Time check.
Less than a minute.
All right. 26K. Is 26K going to be enough to win? What was it yesterday? Oh, we don't know. I can expose that, but I don't want to.
Yesterday was 23,000, I think.
78.2K.
Boom, baby.
Somebody was like, let me turn $20,000 into $100,000 in less than 90.
Yeah, that BUSD treasury looking good now.
She over 100K yet?
Damn close.
95. And that's the other thing. Okay, so, I'm so tempted to turn up the buyback rate right here. I'm so tempted. I'm tempted to freaking just pull out half of it with the deployer and then just do a direct market buy and throw it into the treasury. Because it's only going to get more expensive for Bertha to acquire these tokens too. But there's a certain you never know what's going to happen, right? Somebody could have I think it's important. Like, I haven't looked at the holders in a while. Let's look at the holders. We get a winner yet?
No, not yet.
Well, we should be. The seconds are going by. Somebody should close out the round. That's 70. The person who did the 78.2 is not going to win. He's going to get potentially sniped.
It's done. It just closed.
It just closed. Okay, there it is. Okay, cool. Let's see. 45. Congrats. A nice healthy pot. So here's the thing in our design. The way that the pots are going to grow from here is the pots are going to grow with participation. So, you notice that, like, let's see. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we're not going to like grow. Like the awards, not going to go to 60 without an increase in participation. Right. So, and eventually we'll get to a point where, so the pot size is going to go through some, it's going to bounce around a bit, but we should stay around this sort of 40K steady state for a while, because right now the BUSD treasury is being bumped by peanuts. So we're not getting we'll go through another cycle. We'll go through a different stage in the life of this thing when Bertha gets large enough to start moving the redemption queue, people will start to enter the redemption queue as a way to access the single-sided liquidity pool. That will bolster the treasury again. That's ultimately will bolster the trunk treasury long term. So we have to think about all these things as what does it look like as T goes to infinity or a long way out. And so I guess for us in the very short term, because we're now in the chute, so we're gonna begin our parabolic ascension, we already have, we're in it. I mean, I had to do a big buy to see it. I was doing like dribs and drabs, and I was basically getting whatever I could. But then I did this 20K buy, and I was like, oh my god! I pushed the price from 8.2 cents to 8.6 cents per million. So I'm like, okay. And then all you have to do is just draw a line back. Okay, that price action is you also have to realize that where does the price action come from? It comes from what is driving the price action fundamentally. It is how many tokens, not so much where the tokens are. It's not about, if you exclude the LPs, you can have any distribution outside of the LPs. Price is determined by the tokens that are in the LP or lack thereof. So basically, as we pull tokens out of the LP, that's what drives our parabolic ascension. If people dump for whatever reason, it's an opportunity, because once we get into that chute, so that was what I was going to do. Let's go to BSC scan, and cool elephant. I gotta get trunk listed on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Like, it was submitted and everything, and for whatever reason, CoinGecko didn't list it, and so we just got to get it listed. Whatever. I think I just send them an email, say, hey guys, can you list this thing now? Like, you have the information. For whatever reason you didn't list it before, can you list it now? Because we have enough holders and stuff. Maybe we didn't have enough holders before, which was a problem. Blah, blah, blah. All right. What are we looking at now? So we got the graveyard at 50.27. So we could get a graveyard rebalance too. Let's see. Let's see. We got pancake. We got the BNB at 13.7, and we have BUSD at 9.4. So things will also get interesting, as we get. Oh, and we have, okay. So here's the other, this is the other big aspect. We need to flip. We need to flip the BUSD treasury. It'll be a while before we flip the elephant treasury, but we need to flip those. We need to flip at least the BUSD treasury. And the things are going to get interesting once basically Bertha crosses 10% of circulating supply. Yeah. And so we basically need Bertha to do a double. But that's going to get easier the bigger she gets. She's going to get more reflections. But let's look at the holders that are not the smart contracts. So we got somebody with 8%. Sorry, not 8%. Less than 1%, but 8 trillion. 8 trillion. And then we have, I don't know who that 8 is. That 8 trillion might be Money Man. I don't think he's going to sell. Because he's been there since the beginning, right? So, but we can let's look at this 8 trillion person. 2 trillion. Claim 2 trillion in the. So this person has been in the project since the liquidity drive event. So since the very beginning. So that's a good thing. When we're looking at this, people who participated in the LDE are the best. This person, their last accumulation was at the exploit. So this person was buying, increasing their position. Let's see. They increased their position in the summer, in the fall. In the fall is when fall of. Wait, am I reading it right? Yeah. So then they did a big. They were growing in the growing their position in the new year. Took a couple months break. And then did some big buys right around the exploit. Yep. Did some buys right around the exploit. But only accumulation. So I think this is our friendly whale. There's not one sell. So you don't have to worry about that person dumping. So let's go back. I think number 2 position has 4 trilly. I think I know who that is. And then there's me with 3.7, and then there's another 3.7 behind me. A few people clustered in the 3s. And then we got some 1.7s. Okay. So, but let's see here. Let's do it. Let's look at this another way. Only 16 people, well, less than 16 people, have more than 2 trillion. And 2 trillion, like right now? Yeah, I mean, this is fine. This is fine. We're in a better position in terms of token holders than we were the first time around. So there's going to be, unless people are dumping in coordinated dumps with multiple actors, is the only way that we're going to see any dumping at all. And from a game theory perspective, I don't care how much you hate the project. It's stupid to sell. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get an amen? This is what this hard work is. It's all been leading up to this. It's all been leading up to a dump-proof Bertha. This protocol is predicated on a holder of significance that will not dump. So it's all been leading up to this. Right? So, yeah, I think, the last time around we had a lot of 7s, 5s, 5 trillion holders, a lot of 4s. I think there's only going to be 2 4s. Like I know who the 4 is. I know who the 4 is right now. I'm trying to be a 4 before this thing really takes off. So I'm, yeah. So, that's part of my custody plan. Like, I need to have enough liquid capital to, pay for expensive things for the protocol, pay for myself. I probably won't be spending a lot of, I think probably for a lot of you, you're realizing how resilient you are in the absence of selling trunk, right? That's what the sort of price action is telling me. Like once we got to a point where the system was doing enough of the right things to instill confidence, we kind of have this, and then, because that's how everything is designed right now, we're looking at this 25-cent floor, or it's very hard there, not to say that it won't drop down more, but, it's, people are getting by without having to dump their trunk. And very shortly, we're going to have the rest of crypto buying our bags, baby. Can I get an amen? The rest of crypto buying our bags. That is what it means to be here right now. Do you understand? Now do you understand? A lot of times, I don't think you were getting it, but you can see it. It's in the chart. You can sell this chart. This chart's going to get a lot easier to sell really soon. I don't even know what that chart looks like. What did that even look like?
Hey, man.
Can we look at, Amazon? I guess Amazon looked like that a little bit. You know? Parabolic rise, big slam down in the gutter for a long time. But we're doing all this like at warp speed. Tesla, SpaceX, years in the making before the success came. I mean, once we cross 100 million, it's game on. The algos will see us. The hedge funds will see us. The folks that saw us the first time, they're like, "Oh shit, they're back. I was sleeping, and they're back. Elephant's back." Cue John Wick. Yeah, I think I'm back. Yeah. Not financial advice, but don't let it cross 10 cents without you getting some more. Just saying. It's going to get, we're going to kill a zero. That's something. Can we celebrate that? And for all the people who say, oh, the protocol that begins with D and ends in P and is 4 letters. It's been around a year. Blah, blah, blah. Proven. Blah, blah, blah. You know what also has been around a year? Over a year? You know who forgot to celebrate our birthday? We did. We've been around over a year. We just didn't celebrate our birthday because we were dealing with other things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like May, right? Sometime in May, like May 12th.
Something like that. Maybe it might have been even before the exploit.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's like May 3rd, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know somewhere in May. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fuzzy, but I can look back at our first contracts that we deployed. So, but yeah, we're gonna have to make up for that and celebrate. But so holders. So here's the other thing. I think you have to have like over $5 worth of a token for it to count as a holder. So that's what's going on there. Because I think we have like 25,000 upwards of that just raw holders. But I think that BSC Scan tries to avoid people having like inflated holders by just like, crop dusting, whatever, addresses. So that's what's going on there. What else? I mean, I can't get over the fact that we're already here. It's so yeah, it's time to be bold, be greedy. I mean, I really am, this is the way I see it. The people who have been with us from the very beginning, the people who kept the faith, the people who are awake and on this call. If you're that in tune that you're on this call, you should be rich. I'm sorry. So, 100 billion. I mean, for all the trillionaires out there, let's make it so that let's be strong. Let's be strong and let's protect the rest of the herd is the way I think we have to look at it. How do we do that? When we go into our parabolic ascension, we got to prove a point. And that point is that other people should join us. And they're only going to do that if we hold the line. So we can't. So how do you take profit? How do you take profit?
DCA out. I don't know if you want somebody to answer.
It's not a rhetorical question, and I just wanted to just run
Same
this
thing.
in my head really quickly in my little chest brain. Yeah, so I got the answer. We have a self-reinforcing system, an economic engine. Trunk will be as good as cash. Okay? When you take profit, I should just build a button for this. I should just build a button for this. But the way that you take profit in Elephant, there should be a way for you to convert Elephant directly to Trunk. And you should get some economic incentive to do so. Like not pay taxes.
Interesting.
Oh boy,
That's what I'm talking about.
I like that.
Are you thinking of a way of
It's gonna get crazy, but like not pay taxes. It might involve going into Stampede though, because we know we can't have people dumping on us like we did last time. So what's going to happen is, as Elephant grows in value, it's going to have this massive billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar market cap, and if people take profit, we can't have Trunk expand to that size, at least not in the current architecture. We definitely can't have the LP expanded like that. It's going to be interesting.
So quick question: are you thinking the button would then go directly to Bertha, and then we would get the Trunk? Is that what you're thinking? To bypass the graveyard?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. For sure.
And that trunk that you would get, could that be purchased off a Pancake, or would it be minted?
It could be a combination. It would only. Here's the thing: we're gonna be at peg. So buying off of PCS doesn't make sense because it will push the price over peg.
True.
So you can, if it goes straight to Stampede. Here's the thing. Okay, I think this makes sense. Here's why. Yeah, if you take profit, so we have to restore confidence in trunk, correct? We can always improve governance around trunk, but you see that we're already just at the sort of beginning of this rise. We've already flipped the total value of the trunk LP, right? And then we're going to quickly do a double, and from there keep going, right? So we have enough funds to manage the price of trunk, right? Like it was doing before. It was doing before just by growing liquidity, but that's not the way. At least for we're still kind of like a baby, sorta, but not really. But we really have two projects, right? There are technically two protocols working together. Like there's trunk and there's elephant working together, right? And so they need each other. They're self-reinforcing. It's still early days, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel now, right? I did that buy. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. What do I need? Like, sort of like, what's a good way to describe this? I'm the conductor, you're the orchestra. Nothing happens without both of us. But I need you guys to play music. Play the music. It literally comes down to like, you're reading the sheet music in front of you, right? It doesn't work if you don't play what's in front of you. You got to, if we're on the field, I'm Belichick. You're the New England Patriots, okay? You got to run my plays. Make the plays. You got to run them, right? You all bring different things to the table. SK is Brady. Yeah, so run the plays. What's the play right now? Well, we're in the shoot. It's easy. Keep playing with the raffle. It's going to give you a head start. Life-changing wealth. 40K is more than like what people earn in America. And truck's going to get back to peg. And then if you just roll that's sick. You can 6x that. What's that? Yeah. So that's it for the last raffle was what, 45? Let's just say 45. Yeah, 270. 270K. That's a pretty healthy position. And then like in year 2, yeah. So we keep feeding the raffle. That feeds Bertha. Or you can just be greedy and just buy elephant outright. That's going to help push the price up parabolically. So you have either option. For the whales out there, be greedy because it's going to be the last time you're, as we go into the parabolic, your buying power is going to evaporate. So for the whales that are on this call, by definition, you're part of the herd. You're a friendly whale. Most of you are, right? We're going to hold. Okay, so this brings me back to the point that I was trying to make. We're going to be able to hold the floor as trillionaires because it's only going to take a shaving of a little bit, for us to fund our stampede positions and be able to easily just live off of our stampede positions, live responsibly off of our stampede positions, which means paying for things in cash outright is not smart for the protocol, people. We are co-owners in a global bank. We have to have the proper fiduciary responsibility, especially in these early days. And you have to realize the more disciplined we are, so that we're not raiding trunk, we're not raiding elephant, we're delaying gratification. Like, we made it. We can earn from other protocols and bring all those funds back. Bringing those funds back now, right now, is the best thing you can do for yourself. You're in the parabola. So when I save this and I upload it to YouTube, I'm gonna name it We're Back. And by back, we're in the parabola. So we got a plan on what the play is this time around. We didn't know a lot of things going in the first time, but now we know pretty much everything. We know what to look for. So as a trillionaire, if you hold, maybe shave off a little bit, and don't shave off now. Don't shave off now. We have to surpass where we were before. We have to knock it out of the park and just let that thing rip. Let it rip. And what it means is, this time around, is that it's not going to be just about the trillionaires. It's going to be about the billionaires. We have to make it about the billionaires this time around. We have to turn billionaires into millionaires. And what's that make us? That's going to make us multimillionaires. But we have to let the billionaires become millionaires. And down the line, hold the line for the herd. For everyone who's here now. We have trunk. We have stampede. We can do this. We can pay our bills. Be fiscally responsible. You're gonna get your friends and family in. They're gonna have significantly less than you. So hold the line for them.
Hey, B, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate you. So my thing for me, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I know you were talking about the wrap elephant. Is there any idea when you might be able to get that done? Because it would help me out to go ahead and move my elephant to a cold storage, so I don't get that itchy finger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you already have that with Bertha. But it's 3%
though. I'm
It's
talking about.
3%.
I'm talking about the transfer. Yeah, the
Yeah,
fee.
it's 3%. Pay it
Yeah.
now. Pay it now, not later. It's gonna, it's gonna hurt less. But it's
So
only 3%.
I thought it was going to be free when we did the wrap, like no fee to transfer.
You gotta feed Bertha.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine.
She's gotta be fed for life. This is we're building an economy, and that economy is all around this treasury that has autonomous governance. Autonomous. What that means is once we get to like super takeoff, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna dial down those APRs because we're just gonna be generating so much money from just shaving off a little bit, when trillionaires sell, it's just going to create so much economic opportunity for. Okay, so realize that if like a rebalance alone is just going to be a massive wave of economic activity. But the rebalances will be few and far between. But when they do happen, massive opportunity. But in general, Birth is just going to eat. The system, the way it's designed now, Birth is just going to eat. Okay. So, and get bigger. And there's nothing that can stop that from happening. But in the short term, we can help it go faster, and we should. Because we should be greedy. There's no other way to say it. Like, if you're like, let's look at the Telegram. We got any whale buys coming in now? Because we should. I don't see why not. It's the thing to do. Let's see. A few. You need to be greedier. There's a few. Some good buys in here. Yeah. Ooh. When was that? $20,000 buy? Yeah. All right. So where we at price wise? 8.4. Yeah, we should just try to bully through this through 8 and 9. And it's happening fast. Like, why is it happening faster? Because we're in the parabola. That's why it's happening faster. A lot less dollars to push the price. A lot less dollars to push the price. So, this big buildup and this big fight, like, look at the other thing. Look at the amount of sell volume in the first parabola and look at how much sell pressure and fighting back and forth for us to just stay even. So there was still like a whole lot of holders and non-believers and bullshit like that to be the fight through. But now, and there was a lot of lack of confidence that needed to be restored. Now's the time to hold, though, and we got to bring that bacon home. I'm going to be selling I'll say it. I'm a big whale, like in the drip garden and stuff, and I've just been cultivating that thing. and I haven't sold any of it. And it's gonna be feeding. It's gonna be feeding my elephant. It's not gonna be feeding it fast enough, in my opinion. But that's the other thing. Like I'm getting less than like $1,000. I'm getting less than $2,000 from all the protocols I'm in combined. Like significantly less than $2,000 a day from all the protocols that I have combined. But I only really have a whale position in the big D. But it just makes more economic sense just to buy elephant directly. I'm telling you, like if you got free cash, if you have a job, I'm not trying to diss, but I'm simply trying to say, well, I'm speaking to my people. I'm speaking to the herd, and I'm simply saying, look, you got cash, buy elephant. Because it's going to take less and less cash to push the price. You're still at the base of this parabola. But as the days, as long as we have enough economic activity, if we increase the participation in the raffle, that's it. I'm so tempted to bump up the buyback rate. Why wouldn't I? It needs to be in Bertha's hands. I like these opportunities and decisions that come up. This is like 4D chess. They don't come, we start taking off, and how much is that going to buy? Let's see. We might get 1 trillion out of it. It's going to push the price, but like we might get 1 trillion out of it. But who, at some point, even the sellers, our number one non-contract participant has never sold. So that person not dumping anytime soon. And if they did dump, it's just going to be an equivalent of a rebalance. So who's selling at these prices? We have the market dump far enough behind us that people have already responded to that. Changed their allocations, changed their strategies, right? So the holders of elephant are the holders of elephant right now. Is what I would think. So who's selling at these prices? Hopefully no one. And here's the other thing. What would you sell into? What's going to pump faster than elephant? Nothing. We've been the best performing asset in this market period. We stay completely, like a lot of coins are pumping back up to their previous prices. We never dropped, besides exploit. So now we're just going to go back up, and the chart's going to look hella weird, and people will be talking about it. It's hard to replicate what we've done. Been plenty of time to replicate what we've done, but it hasn't happened. Why is that? Community, liquidity, and we're just constantly evolving. Constantly evolving. Surviving. Thriving. Tell your friends and family, associates, tell them about the raffle. Much higher chance of winning the raffle than some of those lotteries out there. SK, you there? You still there?
Yo, yeah, I'm here.
Thoughts?
I don't know if I could do it as good as you, but yeah, everything you've said is spot on. I'm just excited that we're in the parabola, like you mentioned. You know, the supply shock, like everything that, you know, all of these content creators have been talking about, supply shock, that is the key word. And I don't want anyone to forget that, you know, when you compare any other project and they're trying to shill and they're trying to tell you, hey, this is the height that this project can achieve. You know, we're partnering with this and marketing with that, and this is what you can expect, 100x gem, yada, yada. You already got a glimpse of the future with that on Elephant. You already saw it. This concept, right? This concept is not a fork of anything. It is an original innovation. It stands on its own, and the concept has already been proven. You already saw it pre-exploit. And now you're just waiting for it to happen again. That's the really cool thing about it. That's what I'm excited for. That's why I keep beating the drum of Elephant, you know, before, during, and after exploit. This shit's my number one. This shit is going to supply shock and slap you in the face, and you want to be in position for that. And we're here. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of when, not if. So people need to remember that. That's what you need to be telling your friends, your family. Like, that's what this is all about. So get on board. The train's about to leave, son.
Yeah, there's no chill. The only thing that's great, SK. And the only thing I would tweak is not wait. Like, we as the herd, literally, we don't wait. We don't wait for nobody. Like, we can do this. We can do this. When I made my decision today, was I gonna get a 100K worth of trunk for 20K, or 80K worth of trunk for 20K, or whether I was gonna get 20K worth of elephant. I basically had to be greedy. It's like, sorry, Bertha, I can't give you all of this. I can't give you all of this. I'm sorry, girl. I can't. I need this. I need this. I deserve this. I worked too hard. I'm sorry. I can't. I gotta have it. I gotta have that elephant. Sorry, Bertha. Hopefully that decision will, we'll see how this market keeps performing, and hopefully, that decision will be easier. But like that was the calculus, that I had to apply. Like, do I let is this like 1.2 million trunk significantly under peg? Is that going to serve? That's what custody had to its name. So after all the dust had settled, after all the re-architecture, after funding the treasury, everything, we had 1.2 mute yourself. 1.2 million trunk. Who's that? Let's see.
What a fuck, bro. You got a hot mic.
Which one?
What a F, bro.
What a F. Why is it not showing up? Oh, I see. What the fuck, bro? There we go. Yeah. So 1.2 million trunk. You know, we had to make the adjustments to the rates, you know, to stabilize the protocol. You know, and then after that's done, to cover all the operational costs month to month, like, did it still make sense for me to have to sell trunk, hurt the peg to pay for things? Nah, I mean, it didn't make sense. So I made that move, and then I had to like rely on my experiences with the market. And this is very complicated. It's very complicated what's going on. We're in historic times. But ultimately, and this is something that that serves you well in finance, what you have to understand is that there's a lot of people above your pay grade that all this shit just has to kind of work. Marcus, mute yourself. All this stuff has to work for them and for their constituents, right? In the grand scheme of things, I mean, another way to think about it is, like, who's in power or who has a lot of control? All those retiring baby boomers. The market has to recover. It has to. So, and what's crypto? Crypto is a really good way to make money, a lot of money real fast. So that's why crypto is going up. Is because in part of a recovery, you know, crypto is now that tool. What else do we know? We know that Fidelity is going to be pumping major bags into Bitcoin. They have to.
Including BlackRock, right?
And BlackRock. They have to. You know why? Because the U.S. is the Roman Empire all over again. But there's only one planet Earth, and it's got rich people on it. And everybody in between, below, whatever. But when the U.S. empire goes down, when it's already inflating, and it may, it may never go down, because here's the here wealth doesn't disappear. It just changes form. But here's why the U.S. will inflate. Things will get really expensive. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is going to keep rising. And you're going to need tools like Elephant to really fight what's going on. And maybe Bitcoin doesn't do a good enough job, but Elephant does. We can take the lead pretty quick.
What do you think about about crypto being the answer to universal income?
Well, I'm about to tell you. So, like, we can take the lead by holding the line. Remember what I said. The trillionaires have a major responsibility here. We got to hold the line. And then billionaires are going to have to hold the line. And all the way down. But we have many tools to make sure that we can all live comfortably, but just sucking sound. And just all that cash is going to come to us. Okay? You know, people have cash lying around, they don't know where to put it. Once we get to a certain market cap, you know who's it like? People sort of chuck a little bit at us, just a little bit, and they'd be like, "Oh, that was like a, $500,000 buy." Look at what $20,000 does to push the price. Imagine when we get to the point where we're attracting multi-million-dollar buys. Think about what the market cap would be. If you take away anything, just know that I'm going to continue to bang my head against the wall in terms of making Trump super duper duper safe. But most of that safety is already there. Once we have a healthy Bertha, we can maintain the peg easily. What we need to happen in the short term is, be fiscally responsible. When we've mooned, realize that Bertha is literally the back pressure that ensures that we don't fall back down. It's why we don't fall back down. So it's mechanical, but we still need a little bit of religion and belief, right? Especially in the short term, like, gotta hold the line. This time going in, you absolutely have to hold the line. This conversation is much longer than it could be, but that's not what it's about. I need people to know when this was recorded, be able to listen to it, be like, oh my God. That's when these people knew. All of you here are, you'll have a significant impact on the world. Like, you have to think about, like, things you don't really take into consideration is think about how many Amazon and Apple and Tesla holders who were in at the very beginning and never sold. Think about how they have a positive influence on their communities, their families, the people around them. All it takes is to be good. You can be rich and good, wealthy and good. So do good things with your crypto, as SK says, right?
Make good choices with your crypto. Yeah.
Yeah. Make good
And
choices.
just to add on to that real quick too, some people were asking about, when to take profits, what do you do? And, I can share personally what I envision my future looks like with Elephant Money, in that, I'm holding the token itself because I know the price appreciation is coming. I know the supply shock is going to send this 30, 50, 100x. Easy in the coming years. This is like Bitcoin right now, but this is your share, this is the share price. You own stock in this project. But where you take your profits really, and what you should be taking advantage of right now, especially, is this really cheap trunk price. Because I think the disconnect that some people that we're still trying to teach don't get is that Bertha is the backstop, just like BT said. Bertha, when it is healthy and no longer inverted, is the backstop that cannot dump on you. Okay, it's going to be protected. But that backstop also, with those percentages, those APRs and the governance contracts that come out that Bertha's paying, all of that, when Bertha is 10, 20, 30-fold in value higher than anything in the system that is owed. So your Stampede, your trunk, your peg, everything, right, is held up by Bertha. That's why that's the whole goal. And we saw it work the first time. It's going to happen again, but even better. But just remember, when Bertha's so large that it's not only holding that peg for trunk at $1 always, that dollar trunk, which also puts your Stampede back at 205%, that is where you take your profits. Get your trunk cheap right now, because it will be $1 later, and you will be redeeming it at 205%. That's how you cash out. That's how you make your living. That's how you do everything you want. And then, side note, Elephant Token, remember that share you're holding, right? Over the years, that is going to price appreciate so crazy high that, let's say, you're $10,000 right now today, or maybe it's $100,000, don't matter. That one day will be worth like $1 million, $10 million. And remember, with the reflections, right? You're getting basically a 5% APR. So a 5% APR on $1 million, that's 50 grand a year. That's an average salary for some people in America. If your elephant was worth $10 million, 5% APR on that is $500,000 a year. Okay. And you can just skim off some of those reflections in addition to trunk. So just tying it all together, that's the future vehicle engine, or, the future vehicle you're looking for taking profits. Utilize your trunk and then skim off whenever you need to on your elephant in the future years. I hope that makes sense. Oh, dang, I didn't mean to kill the whole lobby here. My bad.
No,
No,
you
I think
good, SK. You good. I think people's mind was blown, man. You good. You good, bro. You good.
You damn
like
right.
looks like BT dropped off.
Hey,
I'm thinking too. Take those reflections and put them right back into trunk, right, or right back in the Stampede, and really just let the money continue to like work for us until it's time to pull it out. And when we pull it out gradually. But
exactly.
exactly. But that's, I think for me personally, I mean, that's kind of the strategy I'm looking at, because I know at the end of the day, I want to have something I can leave to the kids, but more importantly, I want to be able to leave that the foundation, but then also the machine that's going to continue to print that long after I'm gone.
Yep. I think that's BT's goal, is the generational aspect of this. Like, this is what you're going to be, passing down, leaving in your will and testament to folks. This engine won't stop, and it's built to be autonomous. So, no, I mean, you're right. And even when you listen to like what Crypto Slow says sometimes, right? He says, don't do the run on the bank, right? Like, just sell when you need to, sell a little bit, but you're not going to go in there and sell your entire bag. That'd be dumb. If you understand the system, you would never sell your entire bag. And that's the goal of these influencers. You know, look at all the new blood that's come in. EMH, shout out, into crypto. Like all of these fantastic people, they've been inspired by this vehicle because it is amazing when you understand it, you know? And I know it's a lot to take in, but when you break it down, when you have the one-on-ones with people, when you explain it in certain ways, they will get that aha moment like I have, like everyone here in this chat has. You know, that's what you want to break down to people. That's how you get them inspired to spread the word to their friends. So it's really awesome. So
Yeah, I agree, man. I think the biggest thing that people don't realize is that we're actually seeing a true token that has utility, you know, in crypto. You know, I don't think not one project right now has a true utility. And Elephant, I think, is going to be that token. And make sure you get your ledger, guys. Get that cold storage. I just transferred some of mine. It was painful, but not as painful.
hey, Crypto Mason, bro, I transferred mine to a cold storage well before this transfer function existed, man. I ate that 10%, bro. I ate it.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. I wanted that peace of
Hey,
mind. And to
it's
me, it
better
hasn't
you
stopped me.
somebody get it. Yep, it's better you transfer it than somebody get it. So trust me, I understand.
Yep. So, BT, you're on mute. I don't know if you want to take the floor back.
Oh, nah. I mean, I was just, gathering my thoughts to kind of close things off. But yeah, I feel like a really important thing, because we're in the parabola, and a lot of us here are just, ordinary folk, right? I mean, even myself, I've been in industry a long time. I've been very successful career-wise. Has it all translated to generational wealth? Hell no. So, I had a lot of wins and losses in the stock market over the years. Made the right play but too early. A lot of why, I'm well off, but not like I'm amazingly like rich, is because I made a lot of plays, but then, I really was not super active at investing. And I was sort of just like career minded, sort of like, my 401k, blah, 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 and, I, blow my 401k on trying to start a cosmetics company, and I failed, I learned a lot, but I failed. So failed. And that's the other thing. Like, I think crypto has a higher failure rate than like average business, but like, most businesses will fail, right? It's just by definition. But our stuff's on chain. It's on the blockchain. The formula is working. We have we've built up enough critical mass to not only implement this thing, but just the small increment. Like, we have this heavy base, and now just because of that strong base, the incremental moves that we make are what is going to send us off into the stratosphere. But you have to realize, as the herd, like the most important thing for you to do right now, the absolute most important thing you have to do right now is just bring in more people, and bring in your friends and family, because they're going to be like, why didn't you tell me about this? And now you have, well, just like any business, it's going to be bumpy, until it gets big enough, where it's just thriving, and and even when you get large, there's no certainty of success. But everything we do is built on math. It's all built on math. Pretty simple math. So it's going to make less sense for people to take a risk on the copycats, on the thises and then the that's, they're the next elephant. It's just not. It's like saying, "Oh, we're the next Bitcoin." Right? We're not. You can't. There's no project that can say we're the next Bitcoin. And there's going to be few projects that can say they're the next elephant, because who's going to want to put all that money in when it could just get elephant? Let's get the real thing. We're not trying to be the next Bitcoin. We have the opportunity to be better. But it takes technology, it takes community, it takes liquidity. So we have all that. Getting all that together is hard to replicate. One of the things that we have to do better is the community side. That's not on me. That is on you. You're going to talk community, look in the mirror. Because we could double tomorrow if everyone just brought on one. You got friends, don't you? Be a good friend, right? Like, you don't be like, "Hey, this is how I got rich." Oh, and here's the podcast, or here's the AMA where the founder was just like, "We're in the parabola. We're about to do this all over again." And you didn't take time to call me? You don't want your friend to be like, "You didn't call me." You knew I was hard on top. You knew like things were hard. Because they're hard for everybody. Milk costs too much for everyone right now. You knew I was hurting. You know I needed help. You didn't try, you might even told me, but you didn't make me understand. You didn't show me a chart. I'm living off this. There's lots of people living off of this. What do I have to do to continue living off of this? I have to be fiscally responsible. Can't be too greedy. Can't dump. Don't need to dump. I do need to invest in other projects here and there. Small bets. Probably blue chip from here on out. I made my initial investments or small bets, no more than $10,000, but like little small bets here and there, in the clones, and everyone, they're going to be better than drip and all that stuff. Had to take a small bet. But that changes because we're back in the chute. We're back in the parabola. So, no, my every dollar is just going to do better here. For, as we grow for this next 30 days, every dollar needs to just come here first and push us up and get us the attention that we deserve. We did a press release, very small one, but we got links from the entire financial world now, from Yahoo Finance, MarketWatch, all that stuff. AP pointing to elephant.money. Okay, we're going to continue to do those press releases. And we're gonna be creative. We're gonna get creative so they can be pumping out press releases. It's very effective marketing. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. Like, we're gonna do this. We didn't even have. Yeah. We're kind of like we're becoming a well-oiled machine. We didn't even have we were just building out the marketing department stuff, and now we have the agency, and we're just getting more coordinated on things, and it's working out. Everything takes a little bit of time. Yeah. The best thing about sharing this with other people, though, is that, like, yeah, they're gonna pump your bags, and because you're smart and educated and have been through this before, you're not gonna sell. Not now. Because we're gonna prove that we can, hit these milestones with our market cap and attract more to the herd. Okay, that's ultimately what it comes down to. This growth exercise is not just about the price and growing Bertha and all that stuff, but it's most importantly about growing the herd. So, like, this is where you have, and that capital that we require to just hit those milestones and feed Bertha, things are a little bit different here. So, she is going into this thing, she has less tokens than she had before, which is good because that means, we looked at the top holders and stuff. So we know that the token, this is one of the most fairest distributions for a token in the history of tokens. It's one of the reasons why this whole thing is working. Right? One of the reasons why this thing is working. I made a decision a long time ago, after the liquidity drive event, to divest from a significant amount of my tokens. I had 21 trillion tokens. I got those tokens because I bought them, because I was greedy when others were fearful. I supported the project, because I had significant income from, other platforms, drip, whatever. And I decided to accumulate that many tokens. But then I was like, no, I need the platform to be able to do this for everyone. And so I got rid of those tokens. I went heavy into Trunk, and I wanted the distribution to be, I didn't want that hanging over people's heads. I don't need to be Mark Zuckerberg. I don't need to be Jeff Bezos with the most tokens. But I am going to build a $1 billion business with this community. Already have, by valuation. And we're going to quickly be $1 billion protocol. So get ready, get to buy. I need my whales to step up. Be greedy. Whether you're going to go into peanuts or whether you're going to go and buy with Bertha, that's for you to decide. Bertha can, use the help, but there's nothing wrong with being greedy. I was greedy today. If the market keeps on performing, I might take out another loan. I don't know. But glad I made a decision to turn that 1.2 million trunk liability into a tool to get the protocol that it needs to be, right? So, yeah, that's it. Let's see who else we got here. What influencers do we have here? I see Money Mo. How's it going? You can thank him for peanuts. Is he asleep? Let's see. We're going to talk to Crypto Talk. I think he needs to, really needs to, do a shout out for us. He does them here and there, but it's like, we really need some coverage. He's got a good community, and we have to go into his group and just say hello to people.
Bank teller, what's going on, man? What's going on? Heard what's happening, man? Y'all excited? 100K in the BUSD treasury. I'm very, very excited for that.
Yes. I'm staring at it now. I'm like, oh, I think the BUSD treasury alone could help us get very close to that, deep into the 9 cents per million. If we just did a market buy with the whole thing. But I'm trying to be disciplined. I think from a psychology perspective, it's good. And we have to impress upon the community and inform the community that through participation in peanuts and Raffle itself, and continuing to fight for that pot, that's going to make the BUSD treasury healthy. And the healthier it gets, or the more the community outpaces we have a positive replacement rate for the cash that's in there, and it's building up to a healthy amount and stays at a healthy amount, potentially. That's what's really going to send us into the stratosphere. So that's why I'm as much as I would love for Bertha to get a cheap price for this next trillion that she's gonna get. Okay, she can play a little bit more. I think there's enough tokenomics and dynamics there that she's gonna get the tokens that she needs, right? So yeah, that's kind of how I'm playing it in terms of not upping that amount. But I wanted to hear from you, Muddy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. I think this is just a start. You look around the space right now. It's not many other projects that really have the opportunity that the supply shock on Bertha and all of that good stuff. I'm sorry, all that good stuff is gonna work. So I'm excited. Y'all know I'm gonna talk about it. So we're gonna talk about peanuts. All that stuff on the DeFi Degenerate Show. Y'all pull up later tonight. Y'all know it is. Muddy, I ain't going to see your thunder, Bank Teller, but this is an awesome job so far. Y'all just keep that energy alive, and I think this is going to go well. So y'all know who it is. Muddy Mo.
All right. Thanks, Muddy. Let's see. I'm going to close this out. But yeah. Yeah, any OGs that just want to speak up? People been here since day one. My day oneers. Oh, we got Ed. Hopefully, Ed, if you're not on the radio right now.
No, I'm actually jumping in my car, so I won't be able to talk, but I'm still listening.
Oh, okay. I can hear you. I can hear you just fine now. So, just any quick words for the herd?
Well, I like the quick words you gave yesterday, or whenever you did that thing with JC Crypto about each one tell one, man. That's important. Everybody needs to remember that, and don't be too greedy. Give it time. Let it do its thing, and when you're in Stampede, don't think about what your total deposits are. I remember Slow said, like he says, you know what? Think about what you can do one day a week. When you have enough in your rewards in one day that it can actually help you out down the road, that's all you need. Keep that thing rolling the whole time. And eventually, when everything's back to normal and back to peg, that you're going to have plenty of money in there that you can just let sit. And then once a week, once every 2 weeks, like a regular paycheck, it could be your paycheck forever. But remember, each one tell one, or
Each one teach one. Yes.
each one teach one. That's what it is.
Yeah, each one teach one. That is the major takeaway. It's all I've been saying is word of mouth marketing, especially at this critical mass that we have. That's it. That's our ticket. That is the silver bullet right now. That's what's going to bring in more people, more participation, more virality, right? Because we do that. It's going to end up creating more influencers. It's going to meet people. It's elephants going to be found by influential people who are going to want to participate and also share the word, have bigger platforms. It's just going to keep going. We're going to we have influencers that have not been able to stick around for the bumps. And that's telling. That's very telling. But we don't hold any grudges here. But those people are going to come back into the fold. Okay, right? And it's just a point where it's sort of like, hey, this thing just doubled. Okay, it just tripled. Am I going to cry over spilled milk? Or am I going to get back in? And that's that supply adjusted price comes in. Use that. Use the chart. So when you're talking about how do you sell this, maybe to someone who's not that experienced with crypto, but understands Bitcoin and understands where the Bitcoin price is now, right? It's like, look, would you buy? You start out with saying look, would you buy Bitcoin's at $23,000, $25,000 now? Would you have bought it at $5 if you had a chance? Okay, well, this elephant thing went from 0 to $33 Bitcoin, dropped back down to $3, and is now rocketing back up. And with major improvements, so that it never drops again. And by the way, the only reason it dropped is because it was exploited by malicious people that are trying to make the protocol fail. If they can make the protocol fail, they would. They keep doing it. But it hasn't happened because they can't do it anymore. So just like any protocol, successful protocol in crypto, it has to exist in a hostile environment. Some of our most beloved protocols are being attacked. Curve was attacked. They're trying to pull out all the stops to take people's money. So that's the environment that we're operating in, and we're surviving and thriving. So it's but basically, if you're trying to pitch this, we had an exploit, we came down, but it gave us I'm coming to you now as a friend because we all got a second chance at accumulating a significant amount. And we're just going to hold this time around. And I decided, I wanted to get you in early and share this opportunity with you. It really is we legit just have this really amazing story. So, that's what you would share with them, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. What else? Let's see.
Hey, BT.
Yep.
Just real quick. So the BUSD Treasury's basically sitting at 101,000. Would it be a good idea just to turn the buyback percentage up, or doing like you said, just doing a flat out buy? What would be better?
Let's see what the chart's doing. Let's see what people are doing. If holders are rowing in the same direction, we should. I see. Okay, so this is a big thing. And I don't know how much of this is the system, but I think it's not. A lot of it is just holders skimming. But this is where we need follow through. Because that was a 20K buy. We got a whole community. I'm really happy about how the platform is performing and stuff like that. We also got to acknowledge that. Well, from here, like right here, right now, we really have to coordinate our, try to coordinate our buys and get some follow through here. I put that 20K in. That was me. That was custody. But ideally, more whale participation, even outside of the raffle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the kind of market making. So that 20K buy, that's me as custody, being the market maker, doing what needs to get done to put capital to work, to move, to support this market and get it moving faster. I want to push us into the parabola. So here's the other thing. The more us as whales collectively push now, it makes it easier for the rest of the herd to push. By definition. Less and less money to push up the parabola. So it's getting easier, and it's going to get significantly easier in an exponential fashion. So push now. I probably should pull the trigger and do this, but there's competing things. I really want the BUSD Treasury to sit there with some girth, size to it, so that it inspires people to continue to participate in the raffle, and then it becomes about, okay, I want to, let's keep it above 100K. So let's make sure we have, we're at least put in 20K at a minimum, if not more, but it should be significantly more into the raffle per day, right? So I think whales are coming in by the raffle, but if you look at overall volume, we need a lot more buy pressure volume coming from the community that's here now. So I know what you're doing with your money, but we need more. And I just don't want to. I think from the BUSD Treasury perspective, I just don't want to. I don't want to rate it. I want that to be organic. So it is going to do bigger, but the bigger the BUSD Treasury gets, though, the bigger those buys get across the day. So just keep that in mind. So let's just we're not even 30 days into the raffle. So let's just make sure the peanuts and the raffle continue to be a success story for us, and then the system will take care of the rest. And So I'm going to, and I'm also going to, by not rating the BUSD Treasury, what am I doing? I'm leaving that low price of 8.4 cents per million out there for one of you guys to pick up, right? You know? So, yeah. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, 10-4. Thank you, sir.
Oh, no problem. Well, this is getting a little long in the tooth.
Hey,
Go
BT,
ahead.
real quick for you. Are you still planning on doing the NFT for the Stampede? I mean, I know later, but is that still on the cards on the deck or no?
NFTs or just a simple trend. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically the move, or basically, I just remember somebody said something about NFTs, or maybe you did, but something about moving your Stampede, like like if you're like me, I messed up and put mine on a hot wallet, so I might want to transfer that to a cold wallet if possible. If that's something that you're trying to do. Just wondering.
Right. If not, and thanks for bringing that up, because if not NFTs, at a minimum, a transfer tool. So similar to the approach that I did with like not taking the wrap elephant route, might just build a simple transfer tool instead as an alternative.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Yep. All right. So I think that's probably something I should work on too, sooner rather than later. Other than that, I am working on a new homepage for the site. So getting some help there. Not going to do a complete re-architecture of the client just yet. Let's work our way up the parabola so we have more funds at our disposal, and then I might just hire a firm like a super duper like really good firm to build the new UI, because I need to focus on just more of the organizational aspects and scaling of certain functions, and less development, and more outreach at scale. So just more of the marketing exercise at scale. But ultimately, the herd, the ones of you that are here right now, we got this. It's ours to lose, right? So literally all we have to do is hold and keep accumulating, and we need a little bit of collaboration from the whales to get us up this parabola faster, and get some attention while we still have a pretty healthy recovery, really healthy things going on in the market. There are a lot of things that are pumping, so for us to be able to pump hard, we still got to get a little further up the parabola. So we need some big buys, but they're coming. We saw a 20K buy did, and maybe by the end of this week or this time next week, the raffle will have done its job too. Because, but yeah, everything's looking juicy and healthy across the board. With that, everyone just keep up the good work. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, BT.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, thanks, BT.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's get rich.
Heck yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I say something?